And we're back. Now, I was going to start this segment with another phone call. However, no signal. We actually can make phone calls in here. Now, one little Easter egg about the cell phone that I can go ahead and show off. You can change the ringtone. You have your basic one. A more old-fashioned sounding phone ringing. A shrill little beep. I'd like that one more if it was better quality and less annoyingly shrill. If you listen closely, what it's trying to do is it's trying to be a very low-quality phone ringing version of the original Silent Hill theme. Clever, but very annoyingly shrill. And finally, budget Verizon ringtone. Just different enough so they don't get sued. Of them all, I just tend to use the basic one. I'd really like the Silent Hill one if only it sounded better. Well, we can receive calls. Incoming call. Home.
Cheryl?
Daddy? Daddy?
Sweetie, you're okay? Are you at home? Sweetie, wait there. Wait for me.
You have to run, Daddy. You can't fight them. Run.
What? Is somebody with you? Cheryl, I'm coming to get you. Damn it!
And now it's time for things to get really weird. Everything just icing over. Basically, this is Shattered Memories' equivalent of the Otherworld. Instead of blood and rust, everything just freezes over. And I might sound weird for saying this, but I really like how this looks. I think it is really pretty. A long time ago here in Texas, we had what was referred to as the ice storm. It was one winter that we skipped any snow and we just had a hard freeze. It knocked out our power for about a week, but I didn't really find myself minding that much because everything just looked so pretty. I really like this. But anyway, we do need to move on. We can't go back the way we came. Fortunately, we have this loud, blaring, flashing indicator of where we need to go. The car alarm here, the headlights are pointed right at this door, so in we go. So pretty as this place is, we're not alone. Find the exit. Run at the blue edges that mark routes. Listen for the distortion that precedes danger. Find the exit to Levin Street and escape the nightmare. And so off we go. What we saw there was the one and only type of monster we're going to have to deal with in this game, the Rorschach. Like standard Silent Hill monsters, they are attracted to your flashlight, so technically you can turn it off to have an easier time avoiding some of them. I'm going to leave it on, though, to make it a little easier for you to see what's going on. The cell phone emits static, much like the radio in previous Silent Hill entries. One thing about the Rorschach, though, is that you cannot actually fight them. You just have to run. Finding your way through the nightmare segments can be a bit of a thing. You really need to know where you're going, and it's easy to get lost. You do have some options, such as throwing down barriers behind you. However, the motion controls, they do make it a little bit tricky to do what you really want to do. You can check your map during these segments to try and get an idea of where you're going, but it generally never really seems worth it. Like I said, the map system in this game, it's not terribly helpful. You can also hide sometimes in lockers, things like that, but that too never really feels worth it. If a raw shock latches onto you, you have to throw them off. The creatures, they are many. They cannot be killed or hurt. Throw them off and run. Lose them, find the exit, and escape the nightmare. You'll get prompts telling you how to swing the Wiimote to throw them off. Now here we have the one method we can use to at least keep them off our back for a bit. Emergency flares. Light the flare with C. The heat will hold off the creatures while it lasts. Harry can also create a temporary barrier by throwing down a lit flare with plus. Generally, I like to just grab them and run like I'm passing the Olympic torch. Get off! And so let's do that. As long as you're carrying a lit flare, raw shocks cannot latch onto you. If enough of them latch onto you, they drain your body heat, and that's how they kill you. Thankfully, the first chase segment really isn't all that bad. We're already at the exit. Things are only going to get worse from here, though. Generally, I don't usually feel like methods of getting away from them other than flares are really worth it. Throwing the lockers down the motion controls, it's just too easy to accidentally get turned around instead of actually putting barriers where you want them. So, a bit of a short video this time. It's basically just how editing worked out. The chase segment here was a really short one, and coming up we're about to get into another psych session that goes a little bit long, and then there's plot right after that, and I didn't really want to split any of that up. So, in comparison, the next video going up tonight, if everything behaves well, will be a little bit longer than average. So, see you in the next one.